Hello and welcome to Dicesylvania. We are your lovable geeks from Romania who play D&D or DDRPGs and have our authentic vampire English.
Vampire English!
Thank you! This is episode 37 of VIM, Our Tale of Immortality, a fantasy homebrew with inspiring folklore and now a king with a rebellious city. If you need a refresh on what happened last time, check our Book of Recollection for magical-like recaps up here in the I button. I am your young and restless DM, Paul Carm, and I'm introducing today's players, which is...
Rareș playing a character surrounded by more evil characters.
Ionuț, hi! Georgescu,
David, somehow the straight man.
I'm Karla, I'm also young. What do you mean about me?
Well, without further ado, let's jump into today's episode of VIM, The Tale of Immortality. Immortality! Ragtag group were disrupted by a voice that came from high atop a perched branch that says, "Well, isn't this dramatic, darling?" And you see Uvis, the astral, the protector of Greenspring, his purple allure, long hair flowing down his half Adam's apple, bright yellow eyes, just slowly gliding down from the tree. Honey, I missed you.
Everything alright, sunshine? Having fun?
Well, you know me, I love some drama, and we are in the thick of it. I'm glad to see you're alive and well.
So far.
Yes. Awkward moments always turns me up. I just came to make sure that you're not going to be rash or hasty. Yes, because I care about you a lot, as we do.
Since you're here, the Red Army intends to strike when you're weakest. When is that?
Why do you ask me that? Why would I know that?
Well, how do you not know in the cycle of the stars?
I'm playing with you, of course. It's gonna be probably when we are weakest is the moment when time and our calendar, as we call it, reaches its end, which I think would be I think it's tomorrow, then the next night. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We are gonna. It's a strange period. It's
Maybe I don't come to Greenspring. Maybe I let the Chancellors deal with the Red Kingdom assault.
No, you wouldn't want that. Relax.
No,
We both know we like some powerful presence and allure and dramatic.
Because if they fail the defense, then it will mean wanton slaughter of our populace.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I wasn't going to say that, but yeah, sure. I just came to see if you truly are alive because I felt your presence.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know, we tried to reach you, send the missives, poof there, poof everywhere, and nothing reached you. And
Lumino has been magic blocking.
that jackass didn't. Okay. Go with an open mind, yes, as we do. And What is your plan, dear?
That little cuntwash, Corin, seems to have taken grasp of your most recent magic. How did that come to be?
That's a story in its own, but because I like you so much and you're my favorite, hey, you know I'm sharing him with you, right? I'm joking, Missy. I'm gonna tell you that tomorrow evening, Isaac is gonna come to the council and he's gonna tell us about his new proposition, how the Hebdomatic Circle has followed his teachings, and probably he's gonna propose us to, I don't know, let go of all this meritocracy and the royals and stuff. It would be quite dramatic if you would appear right there.
Does he have Marthas or anyone behind him?
I think you're being deposed by the very gods.
We are, let's say we are very torn because we see the ideals of the theological circle because it follows our rule, but I don't know, Mercury is a little bit upset. She said that if we have too much power, we'll go mad. But I don't see that.
Yes, but 7 is not a number that is divisible by 2. So, which is the majority?
No. Anyway.
That's a perfectly valid question.
I'm gonna go back because they're calling me. Do you know that play that we always go and watched at the opera, The Lady in Red, which was actually a boy that came creeping in the city to see how things were?
I shall. I will disguise.
Thank you.
I know.
I was really not worrying at all. And a glass of wine should be.
Thank you for the magic. Be a doll and do some fun lobbying for us.
I will try and keep the people occupied, but they are doing it better themselves. Yes.
Hi,
Hello.
sorry to interrupt. Do you by any chance know if Saturni is sporting pets? At least her?
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh my! Oh, that's good. 14.
The people need to be guided. The people need a higher power to follow, and unfortunately, even if I hate to say this, the people were not prepared for a king that is non-human.
Mm-hmm.
And so the moment that this happened, I'm being too serious. Saturn is torn, okay, honey? Some of us are torn about what is happening, yet we are listening to the voice of the people as we always have. We are the ones that brought humans to the state that they are, and if the humans really decide to go with only our rule, then it is their choice. But I found it very unfair that this happened while you were gone, yet we must point out the perfect timing of Isaac. Quite a conniving little bastard, that one.
One could say a godly touch.
Yes, that is true. Haha, quite assertive. Human. Well,
Are you the one undecided or are you against Pax?
well, am I not here or am I here?
That does not answer the question. You are here without providing any useful information.
There's
to
no
us.
need to be taken to any account, Jovis. Thank you.
It's fine, honey. I don't want to feel these feelings.
When you say people, do you mean humans or everyone who lived in Green Spring?
Yes. I think you will find out this as you will go inside the city. They are calling me for quite a while now, and if I don't go, they're gonna get suspicious. Slow.
So I don't want to be the bearer of bad news,
You already are.
but I think there may be a pogrom going on.
What's a pogrom?
Is when the majority fixes on a minority that they blame for their problems. Violently so.
The fairy appears. What was the word again?
Pogrom.
Popa.
If I'm not mistaken, you're the only human in the group, right?
Isn't that funny?
And you're the only one who was banned by the Astrals.
Isn't that even funny?
And Astrals basically give power to whomever respects their stupid laws, their laws, sorry. Their laws, which I love. Yeah.
Let us fly to the gates. Disguise slinking.
Question. What should I disguise myself into while we get there?
An elegant gentleman or lady?
I'm not sure I can. Unless I will be 3 meters tall.
A mighty steed? You can't change your size. No.
But that one time you were a dog.
Yes, but that wasn't my making, was it? The dog.
Are there any giant animals in the Red Kingdom?
I think he's only
huge
large.
animals?
A moose. For a while he was a white moose.
I'm asking of game lore. Are there any huge
Yes.
creatures in the Red Kingdom?
In the Mercury district where it communicates with the forest, it's there.
But what? So I'm suggesting an animal from the Red Kingdom that I've brought back with me. But what
from the
huge
Red
creatures are in the Red Kingdom?
Would I know?
Yeah.
Elephants? Would there be elephants?
No.
Would there be
Giraffes.
giraffes?
In the Red Kingdom, no. Camels at
I
best.
could turn
Camels are
myself
large.
Anything bigger than a
into an
camel?
elk again, but I think they might be looking for me right.
Camels are large.
Is he large or huge?
Large.
Oh, camel then.
Then a camel will be, but not now.
Do you know what a camel looks like?
But why? Why are we disguising him in something from the Red Kingdom as we're going?
Or a horse.
As we're going with you disguise.
Yeah, that kind of makes no sense.
It has to be disguised as something palatable to the streets.
Like the moose.
A
that
sick horse would probably be something everyone
Yes,
has
but the
seen
moose
before.
might trigger some people because they saw me walk with him.
Okay, a moose, a sick horse, is it?
Why not a horse? Why does it have to be sick?
Then a horse, okay.
You'll
got
see.
it.
We'll figure out disguises when we get into them.
What I want to ask VM is what day will it be on the day that we enter the city to go into the council?
Oh Jesus, it's going to be the 48th day, which is the day of Solace.
Okay, thank you.
In the 4th big month, which is Flower Bloom.
Question, is it day or night?
Right now it is close to the ending of midnight, and we are getting close to dawn/sunrise.
Okay.
I am reading a text.
It's from Starhaven. Starhaven.
Is it Star 7, the last one?
Yeah. It's
So
the last month.
basically, maybe if
I
we
have
don't
the
move
back
now,
table
we
now.
might lose the advantage of night.
I see it.
We'll fly during the night and
It's
enter the
still
city
Solace,
during the night.
yeah. Okay.
If our winged collection can carry 5 of us,
I can too.
I believe 2 can fit on the glider horse.
that's enough.
But before we leave Paris, may I have a bit of a word?
Of course, privately or...
You can listen, but this will be directed back primarily towards you.
Please.
Okay, you do realize that your kingdom is currently being taken over by the very creatures that you worship, right?
No, we don't know that.
They have literally come here to confront us. It was told to you in your face.
That is not what he said. He said the split between supporting the Green family or just hebdomadic circle rule.
Hebdomadic circle rule is astral rule.
Yes.
They are the very creatures supposedly feeding us this power they call magic. Have you considered perhaps that they are trying a sort of coup d'etat? Maybe, I'm just saying here, but maybe, perhaps a certain thing happened when Adam kind of ceased to be as he was, and maybe a certain covenant that they may have had or not was
If it was
broken.
as simple as the Astrals want to take direct power, Jovis would have come here with Marthis in tow and they would have killed us all on the spot. So it's definitely more complicated than they simply want to take power.
They need legitimacy for that, that's the thing.
It would have been in the dark. They don't need legitimacy for an assassination.
Fine, Pax, fine. Trust
Nobody would have known.
Trust whatever you want.
It's
But
not a matter of trust, it's a matter of understanding what's happening. What is happening is more complex than simply the Hebdomads want to rule directly.
sure, Pax, whatever makes you sleep at night.
It's not about just sleeping at night, it's about what just happened.
Denial is a river in Egypt.
I'm just asking you to have a sort of contingency. As king, should some so-called gods wish to take over your people, as a good ruler probably should.
That is definitely an option on the table. I'm not discounting it. I'm just not taking it as a given.
I don't ask you to. I want you to consider every eventuality at least.
Then I believe I should delegate my counselor of god slaying, who would fill that. Well, Mr. Harrow. Mr. Harrow, could you please devise a contingency for to have the mass turning not against the king, if that happens, but turning against the people.
Oh, do I get an official position out of this? Because I was tasked with researching this last time. I didn't get any act proving that, so mostly when I asked for help, people told me to go fuck myself in various ways.
People will still likely say that, regardless, but yes, I am assigning you to,
Perhaps the royal gardener of the Tree of Life.
divine security of the people.
Fine, do I get access to resources?
If I have any.
Good. See, this is, now we have a clean. We have a stake.
Yes, appears Marutika, we should celebrate you. Give me a D4, please.
She's targeting my children again.
4. 4. Can you roll me a D10?
Oh, okay.
Let's see. This looks like a nice D10. It's a 2. Not so nice.
This is so. You are fashion forward. You become obsessed with someone's outfit and can't stop complimenting it.
You have to pick someone.
Yeah, I already picked.
Of course.
Of course.
The best choice though.
Your bloodstains look lovely today. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm blushing. Can I make just a few more in a few precise spots?
Sure. I fashion my staff into a big curved knife, and I give you a bit more red.
Ah, yes! Also, do you want to make the status of Castile official? Do you need a piece of paper?
And he pulls a piece of his flesh.
You can write in
Parchment. We could
I think we should make it official.
We'll make it official once we have the throne secured.
That's what you said last time, and I didn't see jack shit.
I would argue, based on my limited knowledge of your society, that you still have the power to make an official act as of now.
It's not a matter of making an act. Acts mean nothing if they're not attached to resources. It is a question of, do I have any resources to give Castile to live?
Castile, as the first blade of first blade, I believe, of Greenspring, I
it's like
command you to
Green
stop harassing pucks. Oh, excuse me. I also have a title that does not mean anything.
Yeah, it seems like you need 2 pieces of paper.
It would appear so.
Is everyone ready for this infiltration?
Yes, I am. And Marutika is on top of the Pegasus. Let's go.
So if this is Solis Day, night,
It's crossing into the day.
Shadowfall would argue to himself that it would help if he would maybe follow the rules of Solis today, and he would take any means of doing that and research what happens when he does certain things.
Okay. You want me to tell you what happens when you do certain
I have them in
Oh,
front
you
of me.
have them in
but,
front of you. That's very
yes.
nice of you. Very nice.
However, I believe we will attempt to cast this guy's self, and me included. So you tell me what happens when that happens.
When you cast this guy's self on yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
I suppose we'll cast it before we enter the city.
Is this thanks to following Solis's teachings?
I suppose if you want
because
to
in
do
the
something.
Solis Day you can't cast magic?
I
Or
don't know.
Am I mixing them up? It's fine. In my headset, I'm gonna hear something.
Yes, so that's
but-
one of the rules, but I don't know exactly if that's.
The true blessing, if they engage in knowledge, they gain a +4 to DC against rolling or any saving throw that they are not proficient in.
So I guess I would copy this guy's self from Caster's book, if that
Okay.
counts. It will take me 2 minutes.
Who jumps on me? I have space for two.
If it's a matter of space, I believe I can go back into the bag of holding because
Don't need to do that. You see that the belly of the skeletal horse opens and there's a cavity there as well.
Of course there is.
Nice.
just like
It's currently filled with rocks, but you can just take them out.
a womb.
Ah, okay, I see them. Okay. I have them in front of me.
Yeah.
Can I store my own boulder there?
I mean, Travelful allows it. Sure.
Is that room for?
It's gonna be a bit cramped, but it should be.
I will infiltrate the rock.
There's a rock inside the liquid man inside the dead horse. Yeah?
I believe you said something about sandstone, so it's porous. So
It is a desert rock, yeah. Don't lose it.
I can also turn into something that I think it flies. Level 6 druid, can it fly?
I don't know if it's needed though. No, we have
enough space.
So, you get on top of Humaness, and someone you are connected to Humaness, and you are flying.
no, I'm
the other
stored
horse.
in the belly of the.
You are stored in the belly of
Who's
the beast.
connected to me, who I'm connected to.
A very beautiful training
Sky caravan,
Scan caravan coming to you this February.
So much that you don't need to
A
be.
caravan of horns.
So, the wind starts to rush past as Humaness is soaring over the emerald expanse below. The dense canopy of the forest stretches endlessly in all directions, this sea of green that ripples with life. The journey has been anything but expected. We had detours, we had danger, we have an unexpected addition of Maruntica, whose presence is between an asset and a nuisance, I'm not sure yet. But you see, ahead, as you're flying and you're caught in your thoughts, emotions, race, rising like a beacon from the woodland that stands Greenspring. Its walls are towering and resolute, marking humanity's indelible imprint upon the world. A city that represents magic and unity, with its spires that gleams and are weaving civilization amidst the untamed wild. As you are flying, Humaness lets out a heavy huff, her powerful wings beating with finality as she descends towards a nearby hill, and the moment her hooves touch the ground, the Pegasus exhales. Her exhaustion is apparent. She had carried you far, but the last stretch would have to be on foot. With your destination in sight, you, I suppose, press forward. Yet, as you look, there is almost an imperceptible shift in the atmosphere that prickles at your senses, a faint tension that lingers in the air, and you see wisps of smoke that curl from various points within the city. The energy of Greenspring that is once, or was once, vibrant and harmonious now feels unsettling. You step down the hill and go towards the city.
So at the edge of the woodland, we disguise.
Yes, and I would also cast this guy. So
I will
In
change
what
into
disguise?
an old man.
I will throw up a piece of a horse and get inside its leather and become a steed of white bone color.
Very nice, an albino steed.
And I will not speak anymore.
Do you cast disguise self on yourself?
No, change.
No, you change because you can do that.
I try to become a tall scribe with meager clothes.
Well, then, can you please give me a D100, please?
What are meager clothes?
Yeah.
Monk.
Tell me if you
Yeah.
rolled a 50 or
Tattered.
higher.
I need to roll a 50 or higher.
Yes.
Come 51.
I don't think that is an 11.
With an 11, you start to weave the tapestry of magic, yet Solace's hold on this realm and on the nearby landscape blocks your spell, not seeing it worthy enough to pierce through, and the spell fizzles together with the resources you have spent.
Okay. Having some idea, because I've researched them, having some idea of what happened, I will say to the team here, Solace, I'm just learning to take advantage of your power and allow you to have your power go through me. Allow my spells to be worthy enough, and I will attempt to cast it again.
Okay, give me a religion check.
Okay. It's a natural one.
Perfect. And can you give me another D100 with disadvantage, please?
Oh!
Does this even exist? D100
Yeah, roll twice,
disadvantage?
take close.
It exists now.
Now it does.
You can call whatever.
So it's a 44 with disadvantage.
It's difficult. It's definitely difficult. You see the hardship that it brings. You understand the law of it. You understand its nature, but that is not enough to push through it. And then you hear behind you, "Do you want my help?"
Is that Morentica?
Yes, Morentica is behind you. I can help you.
Okay, so the second one is also expended.
Yes, it is
Okay.
also expanded. You just have to ask nicely.
Let's see, what was my curse again? That I have to, fashion sense. Okay, so in that case I would say, yes, just make me pretty.
No, of course. And she moves very quickly around you, a dust of purple smoke all around, and you see in front of you the most pinkish storyteller ever, with the white mask and a pink flowing black attire. Fashion.
So which part of it is pink?
Everything except the face, the porcelain face.
Oh, so the attire instead of
Yeah,
bag is
the
pink.
attire
Oh, okay.
Garish.
Oh my.
Do I look the same? Is it better?
Whatever you feel like, son.
I'm not sure you're supposed to speak in that disguise. Be careful about that on the streets.
What do I know
They
about?
speak?
Mentally.
Mentally?
Yes.
So
You don't have to speak.
It
It's fine.
inspiration for
them, okay.
lore.
For lore? Yes, inspiration from lore.
And also for your notes.
You don't say inspiration.
Has inspiration?
Do we play with
I didn't say.
inspiration?
Power plays.
It's a
I
kudos
play a
system.
lot, yes, I play with inspiration, that's true. I'm sorry.
You can deceive people and tell them that they hear your voice in their heads.
But you can't tell them that because you can't speak.
Shifty will do the mimicking for me.
Amazing. I love drama. Now come on, go. I'm gonna watch from here.
Why are you like this? I will lead you someday.
Wait, is everyone disguised?
You can eat me out any day you want.
Can Shifty turn into an owl, for example, just so that it's not exactly the same familiar?
If you can give me good enough nature,
It'll be a liquid owl, right?
yes.
Sure. Liquid owl, okay.
Jelly owl, sure.
Jowl.
Jowl.
A gummy bear
So
owl.
that +4 also applies to skill checks that I'm not proficient in.
Yes.
No sense?
Let me check.
Make him a gummy bear.
Skill or save.
Skills too.
Okay.
Skills or save.
So that's 23.
You see this fabulously colored storyteller start to mold, shift and stretch him and put him together and like curl him into a ball, then hit him down a few times.
It's a pizza, isn't it?
Exactly, just a pizza. And at the end, you just see this owl made of jelly just there.
The signal shifted to come on my shoulder.
It does the 360 goes back.
Yes, perfect.
Look at you. You are so ready to take your city back.
I'm an old man in a tattered robe that I carry and I pretend to have arthritis. Come on.
What's everyone else's guys at? Are you a creepy horse?
The first blade of Green Spring is not a real position or made up. I mean it for the cloak.
It's a real thing, and people will recognize the cloak even if they don't recognize you.
Yeah, I'm putting the cloak back and getting like some rags to disguise myself as some sort of old sick beggar.
So a white stud, a beggar,
A default.
fabulous storyteller, old man.
Pax uses the Jovician disguise self, and even if Solis blocks, he will just repeat until it works.
Okay, then we don't.
Just mumbling complaints towards Solis.
Brute forcing the mechanic.
My sugar daddy. To outbid your sugar daddy. And will be sort of in the elven style he used to wear as Pax in the Jovis district, but female.
Okay.
A nice, pretty lady. Half elven.
Oh.
The old man says from the bush.
Behave or you're gonna get on the naughty list. Stop. Cassian, do you change in any way?
Castiel will have his familiars put onto himself. The one that has wings will sit on his back. The other one he will transform into a sort of serpent, put on under his cloak, and he will cast the disguise self to turn himself into some guy that came into his store once.
Then can you please give me your D100?
Oh, but he's
I
not
don't need
a
to.
hebdomadic.
My power does not come from the 7 bitches.
Now, what are the chances that that guy that came into your store will be attending today's...
Maybe it's Pax because he came in.
Interesting. I don't know. Someone.
And with these preparations in tow, you start heading down towards the great walls of Green Spring. You are entering through the hillside district, and the distant hum of the city, as you get closer, begins to be drowned out by the rising clamor at its gates. As you approach, the air is thick with frustration, fear, desperation. You see a long line of refugees stretches down the road. Elves clutching travel-worn satchels, half-elves, some shifters, non-humans parents or half-human parents that are shielding their children from the hateful glares of the city watch. Among them are wealthier humans, their fine clothes now wrinkled and stained from the long wait, their status affording them no special treatment in these moments. The city gates loom ahead, once the welcoming threshold, but now an iron-clad barrier. A line of guards, their armor adorned with the insignia of the hebdomadic circle, stand shoulder to shoulder. Their spears form a rigid wall. A human woman stands in front of the line, clutching a wailing, smaller child with pointed ears. Her voice is hoarse from pleading and cracks as she speaks. Please, we have nowhere else to go. My husband, he was taken. We just need shelter, just for a night.
What happened?
You get closer to As you approach and you approach right in the moment when the guard says, "The gods made this city for humans. Your husband should have left long ago. Maybe there is no place for your kind here." And the woman turns towards you and says, "One night he went for a business meeting and he didn't come back anymore, and in the next few days a lot of our friends, merchants, simple workers..."
Do you have your district access paper? Citizenship paper?
It doesn't work anymore. They
Can I
threw
please
this away.
have it for a second?
She's human.
She's human, but she's carrying half-elf child.
Told the child go in.
So she can enter, but the child needs the paper, and the paper is for the child.
She tried to use the paper of the child to enter with it in the city, because otherwise you would leave the child at the gates.
So I walk up to the guard. Excuse me, officer. Half elven.
Yes.
The good lady here, as ourselves, is a citizen of Green Spring. This is her district access paper. By Green Spring law, any children she has do follow her. What seems to be the problem?
The times are changing and the law as well. We don't have any more space for them.
Who has changed the law?
There are talks in...
Who has changed the law? Not talks. Who has changed the law?
There are... Give me an intimidation check, please.
I wanna help as a
23.
as a human and sort of growl and say, and I'm gonna drop some human diplomat. Ben Springhaven will hear about this. Who is a diplomat who is in charge of the law or something?
Give me a persuasion check as well.
19. To help him.
With 19, you see that he backs away.
23 is mine.
Yes. He backs away with the paper, goes and talks with somebody else behind the line.
Meanwhile, I give the woman her paper and beckon her forward.
I whisper, "Do you have papers?"
Yeah, I've had them all along. I didn't discard them at any point.
With your
this.
passive perception check, you see all around you. There weren't here before, but it's full of makeshift tents and places where people are held, hurt people that are coming from outside the city to giving space and a location there. And you hear two other guards that are standing a short distance away that says, "Poor bastards, they think they'll be let in eventually. They don't know they'll be stuck out here for weeks, maybe months. They should be grateful they aren't trapped inside the city with everything going to hell. Won't be long before they stop wasting food on them. If they were smart, they'd run while they still can." After that, he comes back and he says, "Come, lady, you may pass with your child, and the guards over there are gonna be waiting for you and escort you to your place."
We come through as well, the group.
You are stopped. Do you have special business in the city? Do you have papers?
No, simply a citizen. And I show the paper I've been showing along, the one that says PAX.
Give me... This would be...
Oh, Pax is a neutral name?
It is now.
It stands for Paxina. Paxina.
Peace comes in all genders.
Yeah, he looks at the paper. That's true.
It's notably also gives royal district access.
Yeah, very, very strange. You do sense that he gauges you a little bit. He backs away, lets you pass, and you notice him making eye contact with two other guards, and then quickly turning toward Paxina.
Question before anything else happens.
Paxina, no? There's not a name?
Works, huh? Do they seem to have elevated heartbeats? Are they readying themselves for something? Is this an anxious situation for them in any way?
Give me an insight check.
Okay. Can I add a d4 for my normal Vital Scry thingy?
Of course. You may.
Yeah, it's a 22.
their heartbeat definitely changes a little bit. They are tensing up.
The D4 is for following the hebdomats.
No, it's if I use Vita's Cry for identify any kind of symptoms.
Oh, okay, got it.
Once per day per creature, I can add a D4.
Okay.
You take the horse with you?
Yeah, the whole group. I'm kind of moving with
What
the group.
horse?
So you're moving with a group?
Yeah.
Does everybody else have
Horse.
papers?
We're humans.
I am with
That
you.
is true. All of you are.
I have.
And the skeleton horse is wearing a barding, so it doesn't look like it's a skeleton horse.
You know what? Can you all
have
please give
papers.
me?
I do, but my papers.
Give me please. I'm gonna call it a stealth check in a way
Jack's
to make
papers
it
got
as.
burned.
No, they did not. But it does say specifically that it's a drawing of me. It says that I'm a Yuan-Ti.
You show that paper.
That's the only paper I have. I do have access to the
I'm
royal
gonna try to
district.
distract it as I show the papers and I sort of
Cover up the.
Yeah.
show with the sleight of hand I'm trying to cover up and sort of intimidate it, and I'm gonna say again the name that I said and I forgot.
Silver Healing, whatever.
Something like that.
You know what? And his friend, who is the lawmaker, who is called Bloomspeed Ben, Bloomspeed Ben is a friend of mine.
Give me performance check.
Am I correct in judging that there is a lot of pain, suffering, and strong emotions?
Oh,
I can put
it's
it
the light
mark them.
for
You notice that below
No.
the ground,
Oh.
there's a lot of wet, sticky mud as I'm walking.
You're drooling, aren't you?
14.
What the You do that and you help in the whole movement of the situation. You hear a lot of angry muttering behind you, and the two guards that you saw that made eye contact with the one that lets people in, as the whole group goes inside, they are watching you very intently. And the moment that you start to step closer to the city, you see they start following you like 50 feet or 20 feet behind you, but they keep an eye on your group.
I want to go to approach one of them as I see this.
Okay. You announce it to the group, or are you just like... Oh no, you just go. Okay, go. You go.
I actually do. I want if I actually would have reasonable time to announce to the group, I would say these two are watching us, and they know what we're about. How about we tell them that we are here to infiltrate for Isaac? That he wants reinforcements inside the city.
That's very genius. Use your evil for good. Start pushing it.
But if they're onto us because they have a suspicion about me.
Yes.
If they have a suspicion about me, why would they think the king is infiltrating for
I
Isaac?
have a suspicion that you're the king. Why would they have that?
Just
They
show
don't
them
have
his ID.
If they don't have a suspicion, it just says facts. It doesn't say Evander or Glean or any of that. But if they have a suspicion, don't they have it based on our identity?
Or the fact that you had a high enough clearance to get past the gate.
You can try.
If you absolutely think it would be a backfiring idea, do
Try,
say it.
try.
But otherwise, I
Try.
think it fits the context.
Let me try to do something, and I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts on them. I don't know if this is an enchantment or a spell.
It's a spell.
It's a 1 second. Enchantment and spells. I have to roll a d100. This is the worst day to infiltrate the Green Kingdom.
Yep.
55. Haha, I'm above. I focus and I say, "Dear Father, please grant me this speaking through so I can say facts." And I sort of stretch my presence towards what they're thinking in the moment. I'm not pressing through.
In the moment, they are thinking about keeping an eye out on this group. At a certain level, they don't really want to. They're not as bothered. They just have to keep an eye on the group for like 5 minutes and then come back and report.
So, do I detect any suspicion regarding Pax or Shaq or
No
Cassio?
suspicion, just they received an order and they just follow what they received.
Then I wanna also insight and see their expression if they're interested or sort of seem to recognize Pax, Cassio, or Shaq.
Okay, give me an insight.
Good soldiers follow orders.
Yes.
It's terrible. But maybe I will be granted that maybe I'm not proficient in this.
So detect thoughts. That's you basically sense the surface thoughts, but you can also use an action to really try to
But
get
they
in.
will know too.
They will know.
So I'm not doing that yet. So it's a 10.
Yeah, they don't care.
They don't care. I come in and tell you this. They don't care. They just have to sort of. Maybe we split and reconvene at X point.
Then don't risk giving us away.
Then it does not make sense. Good. I will not go to that.
And what breaks this conversation is you see that the weight of the city's unrest settles upon you, that the air is thick, not just with tension, but the acrid stench of burnt wood and scorched cloth. You see smoke that curls from distant alleyways, the remnants of torch banners, shattered signs, and homes that seem to have been defiled in the name of this movement. You see that the streets ahead are alive with movement. You see mobs of people surging in different directions, some running frantically, maybe fleeing from unseen dangers or from something else. Others move with purpose. Their eyes are set on going towards the city square. And as you move through following this crowd, you see a gust of wind that carries a tattered paper through the air, and it flutters, twists, and as we do, lands at the feet of our group.
Could I try to identify whether it smells like charred flesh?
Give me a medicine.
I pick up the
I
paper.
would also guidance myself.
Do we see any half-breed corpses strewn about?
Give me a perception check.
Because I want to see how bad the escalation
22.
has gotten. Ooh. 14.
It does smell as burnt skin as well.
I presume it comes from the Midnight District.
You turn your gaze towards that direction. There are much more or many more plumes of smoke coming from there. As you take the piece of paper, you see propaganda. A non-human cannot lead a human city. It was a mistake. A divine punishment followed. Calamities, war. Only the gods act to protect us. Only the gods should rule. Not a king who indulges in pleasure and abandons his people for a war that never was. And all of those from above.
It's a very fervorous propaganda post.
Very
We should know a lot about that.
You don't see any bodies around, but there are people running all around, and you see that the citizens huddle in small groups, and they are whispering in hushed but fervent tones. You see that a town crier is sitting atop a broken barrel, and his voice cuts through the din like a blade. He says, "The gods have spoken. The city was built by human hands, made for human rule. What did we gain from a king who fled? What did we gain from a throne tainted by those who do not share our blood?" And there are murmurs of agreement, but some just listen with uncertainty, some nod, some just go on their way.
I sort of search for Pax's hand and I want to squeeze it and sort of drag him from the place where they are speaking such blasphemies.
She does hold your hand but doesn't move away. Is actually more focused on identifying the people who are running. What are they running away from?
Give me a perception.
No. 3.
I am also looking I'm very attentive to what Pax is trying to find out, and I'm sort of darting in the direction that he's trying to watch, and no. No.
Race.
Yes.
Where is the Nomad's Nook?
When I left yesterday, it was in Cloud District, but now I don't know. It changes place every day, so we need to search for it. Why?
Because I do not want them breaking down the door of my current house.
Your current house, sure. Be relieved that the Noma Nook has been trespassing properties for 7 years, and no one managed to enter without the secret access. So make sure no one will enter, and if there is any problem, they will change the location. The house will change the location every day.
So you're telling me they're safe?
It is the safest place right now. Yeah.
Please, you know me. I gave to the poor. I helped fund the watch. Give me another perception check, Max.
13.
There's something familiar about this voice. It's a raspy, older voice that has a familiarity to it. Do you go towards it?
Yep.
You further into hillside where there are these bunch, again, more people that are going certain directions. Some of them are holding important fabrics, silks. Some are having on their head crowns and jewelry that are running with them. There are non-humans that are hiding in alleyways as they pass by. Shouting erupts from a square really close to the edge between hillside and the Cloud District. You see on its knees at its center a man in fine but dirt-streaked clothing trembles. A noble, familiar to you, Pax, and now that you glimpse at him from the distance, you see that it's Lord Grayson Wolf. His hands are bound, his voice cracked with desperation, his pleas are drowned out as a revolutionary or a movement of whatever this is happening speaker stands before the mob, eyes ablaze with fervor. For years, this one grew fat while we starved. While you scraped for crumbs, he dined in excess. Tell me, should we let him walk free? And the crowd roars as one. No!
What is my impression of Lord Grayson's
For
leadership?
you, Lord Grayson, I do have this information. No. Is one of what you would call
There is a chance.
yeah, is one of those slippery nobles that changes his mind and always look towards his own interest. He was and he is eligible for the Meritronarchy, but he refuses to partake so far. And you also see to the side, Shaq, a priest of the new ruling of the Order of the Hebdoman. I say new ruling, but it's not a new ruling. I don't know. Their face is unreadable. Their hands is folded in contemplation. They don't act, they just watch. And it's the energy in the square crackles like a storm, and you see people preparing and taking tomatoes and throwing at him as he's on his knees, and some of them, as they are throwing rotten tomatoes, you see a rock just hitting the temple of the Lord on his head as he falls down. Nobody is intervening or acting.
So, let me see. Lord Grayson is... I don't believe Lord Grayson to be a good person.
No.
I don't know him to be a good leader.
No.
Is he a political ally in any way?
You tried interacting with him, but he always was looking for his interests. Like, how can he gain more?
We continue our exploration.
I have a question.
Yes.
This is happening on sort of stage, makeshift stage in the market, yes?
Yes, definitely.
How many corpses are laying about next to the stage?
Give me a perception check, please.
It's very important. It is
So
a
important.
20, not a nat, but a 20.
With a 20, you see 1, 2, 3, 4 other corpses, all dressed in very well attired costumes.
Are they somehow in a worse shape than they would have been if these people were to follow the Hebdonads?
I don't understand.
So I would generally expect that people in Green Spring wouldn't necessarily desecrate the corpses in any way, as they're sacred. But to them, these nobles are long past any sort of piety or idea of sacredness. So, have they done unspeakable things to the body?
They haven't done. It depends on what you think of unspeakable.
Just barely speakable.
Some are speakable, some are less speakable.
No, it's about how
Do you want to raise them as allies?
Cristela. And a mob comes and kills you. You see that most of them are bludgeoned and not moving. They're not decapitated or something like that, if that's what you are asking. But I suppose you search for the Nomad's Nook in the hillside, or do you... Okay,
We're taking one district by one.
then give me an investigation check to see
Okay.
whoever wants to help.
Oh yeah, baby.
Why are we searching for the Nomad's Nook when if we go to the chancellor?
It's not just the nomads, okay? It would be checking in with allies, checking in with people like
So it's not just
Persephone or Claudius or
Okay.
Doxis. Just a check-in, a city
Three.
check-in.
21.
21.
For those of you looking
Investigation,
at
yes?
is actively vibrating and cascading saliva. He loves it.
People are just falling on their back. Whoop, down.
Punching the snail
Why
horse over
is
there.
this horse duplicating?
Has a bladder condition.
You
It's sick.
The horse is leaking.
Sorry, sir, your horse is leaving.
in your search in the hillside, you don't find anything else that is particularly of interest. Going towards the cloud district, you start smelling the acrid scent of fire and charred wood that grows thicker as you step forward, and you turn a corner and you see the source of this destruction. A noble estate. Its once grand facade now marred by soot and flame. The mansion's door have been battered open and people flood in and out like ants from a broken hive. The rich scent of burning silk and parchment lingers as looters haul away whatever they can carry. Gilded candelabras, silverware, paintings ripped from the frames. A woman clutches a fur-lined cloak, wrapping it around her frail shoulders with a look of grim satisfaction. A child that drags a heavy velvet curtain through the mud, laughing as they claim it for their own. And from the entrance, a roar of approval rises as a group of men drag someone onto the streets. Another man, noble merchant dressed in fine, tough-torn clothing. And the message is the same. You took from us for years, now we take from you. It doesn't help that this noble is half elf as well. And then he's just getting dragged to, you see another square where there's this makeshift area made for fun.
For fun?
Fun for some.
Can you please roll me as a group, or whoever wants to investigate, looking around, see what they found out, if maybe the Nomad Nook is here.
Oh no, not the natural one again.
19.
15.
15?
27.
27. You start looking around, the chaos is apparent. There are these street preachers that just come and say that non-humans are not welcomed and they should stay in the Midnight District and let it burn even if it happened. The Augury District is their fault. No, it's the nobles. We've been in pain for so long. And there's these mobs of people. And then, Strike, because your eyes is so trained on this, there definitely are instigators. There are certain people that go and instigate people into this movement, and whenever there's a movement that enforces this, they are there, just standing there observing, manipulating the
Priests.
events. I don't know. Yeah. The priests are over there just observing. You also see storytellers that are going around the whole chaos and observing, taking notes, grimly so. But you press a little bit forward as you get close to Jovis's district. And you see, as you push through, you see that the fights spill beyond the public squares, and they are hiding in different nooks and crannies of the city. You hear the distant clang of steel against steel that is cutting through voices. Another clash. Metal rings against stone, then a cry of pain, and you go and follow that, and down a narrow alley you see a brutal struggle unfolding. A handful of soldiers, their once pristine armor is now dented and stained with blood, and are backed against a wall as they are trying to protect some nobles from the mob that are trying to push in. And one soldier that has blood running down from a gash on his temple, he stumbles forward, his sword is shaking in his grip, and he says, "You're making a mistake. The city will fall without us." But there's just laughter rising from the mob, and they claim that you protected the nobles, you gave no mercy, as another wave of this mob just falls over this man, and one of the nobles takes a blow, crumpling to the ground, and then you see, coming from another alleyway, another force of Greenspringian guards that go and wash away the mob and push them out of the guards and makes way for the nobles to push through. But in one of the city guards in this group, you see standing, observing, barking orders. Their armor is different. It is simple, it is unadorned, it is stripped of whatever regalia it once had. Pex, though clad in his plain steel, there is no mistaking him. The way he holds himself, the firm line of his jaw, the deep lines of worry etched onto his face. Once, or maybe even now, he is Sir Oswald Uterus, your right hand, the lion of the court. Now you look at him in his armor, he's just another guard, his status and privilege stripped away, and then you see his eyes looking with yours.
I nod slowly. Tell me, please, which noble?
Which noble looks
Which
at you?
noble? No, which noble was being ganged up on?
The noble that is getting ganged back on, and I have this note. You see. Oh, you recognize it. No, give me a perception check.
3. You can't make that.
No, you can't make it out.
Right.
Is it a woman, a man, or what?
It's definitely a woman.
I nod to Ozzy knowingly. Step closer. What's he in the middle of doing?
He's just barking orders, directing people. He sees you, he goes towards
I
your
come back
group.
behind his shoulder. I try to not seem like I'm directly addressing him, but rather looking at the situation along with him, and discreetly say, "I'm back, and unsure the city even needs saving. You know?
We must speak, but not here. We must find a place for you to hide. I need to tell you what happened. You cannot let the city burn this stuff like this.
Is Persephone safe?
Things that matter.
Not the brothel.
Oh no, the brothel is dead!
We're looking for a location to rally.
It's
No
already
place like
been.
the brothel.
Might as well.
It's already been ransacked. She's fine. She has fled. As
Stephanie
the
has
most-
fled long.
Long ago,
Long ago.
from the first crisis.
Yeah.
Okay, now the city can burn.
Crisis number 5 got nothing on her. But okay, we're safe then.
Yes. You have to. You have to go to the chancellors. You have to set things right. You have to calm the masses there.
You said you need to speak to me. Where can we safely talk?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
expecting you to give me a solution.
I'm looking again for the nomad.
Yeah, we'll keep. All this is all we
Okay,
can do.
by investigation, whoever is helping.
4.
Jesus,
I roll
then
consistently high.
14.
I'm so super
12.
desperate.
15.
25.
okay.
Oh, it's right here.
If it's just not in this district, it's just not in this district.
14.
Whatever you roll.
Let us see, because I have something here that is called a random table. Okay, you start looking around. The chaos is still ensuing. Then, at a certain point, you point out to a very strange, shabby, wooden, 4-story tall building that stands squeezed, almost like magic between two houses, with romantic architecture from the Purple District. And it seems like it doesn't belong there, but it's a building. It blends enough that you don't give it enough importance only if you search for it. You see a tanker that that's another description. But yes.
We grab Ozzy, nod to the nook, head towards it.
Okay, you go to the nook.
I sort of take the old man, disguised as the old man. I take advantage and I go in front of them and sort of activate the safety protocol to get inside.
I'm looking very attentively at what she's doing.
I'm gonna start singing la 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 la, and then as I try to sort of deceive Castiel with different things, I just press the button.
Give me sleight of hand, I think.
I want to deceive him.
Okay, so
So distractions.
Performance, sleight of hand, and deception.
yeah, we do like all of these.
And what do I roll?
You can roll me a perception to see if you manage to perceive.
So deception is very, very low. Like I did something the monkey showed me to do whenever it's someone near me. I rolled a 9, and I sort of started like doing the dance, the stupid dance, and the song, knowing half-heartedly that it will not work. And I press the button. Sleight of hand. It's better. It's 25.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 24.
The movement were erratic, and at a certain point there was this mob that moved, and you glanced away for just enough of a fraction of a second, in just the right moment where you didn't see the push of the button, and the door opens up and you are led inside. You see you are on the ground floor, and it's just a long dark corridor that dodges and turns and different random angles, and Grace, I suppose you lead them.
I lead them, and we go beyond on the same area of the corridors, like spinning in circle, and the second time I show you a door.
Is that where my family is?
No, you guys. I show you guys a door and I open it. But it wasn't there before.
Oh, the door appeared after you, yeah.
And we go through the portrait room with the orphan that I left in charge, being posed as Napoleon, and at various random pictures. And then the last one, who is leaving the room, is
the last one.
Is the horse. And as you glance, all the pictures turn into pictures with the horse.
Okay.
Still salivating and dripping.
Quivering.
And then
Quivering and
as we
vibrating.
advance, you see a tankard pressing on the wall. Like it's trying half full tankard that is trying to reach to someone, but it's just bumping into the wall.
And you reach the second floor, right?
Yeah.
And in the second floor there is this music that plays very loudly inside, and too loud for you to hold like a decent conversation. Strangely enough, there are no musicians playing, nor are there musical implements around. The music just exists in the space. And you see the children are here.
Or are they in the dormitories?
Probably, okay, they're gonna be in the dormitories.
You left the children in the perpetual music of doom in the room. See everybody with children like this.
And we're like,
Perfect.
This is
It's like
hell.
it's like a rave. It's not a perpetual music, but it's like a rave, like
it's
an
not
ongoing festival.
For how long have you left them there, though?
1 day somehow.
Still bad.
1 day and a half.
Is my teenage hag there as well?
Give me an investigation check or perception. No, investigation. We're just searching for.
And then as we go to the upper chambers where there are a lot of rooms,
23.
we find the orphans.
The orphans are there. You search for your hag daughter
And my
and your Timmy. And you search and you don't see your hag daughter, but then you hear from a distant corridor, I don't get why we're playing hide and seek right now, because this is stupid. And you hear Timmy's voice as he steps forward. I'm gonna go and listen to some stupid music. And he comes in the hallway and sees you. Castiel! And just runs and hugs your big... No, you're not Castiel.
No, I'm just some guy.
Activate protocol intruders!
Did you make your homework, Timmy?
You see a lot of children that are coming out from the dormitory with makeshift crossbows, and some have 2 forks in their hand. And they are here! They've come to take us! Grace told us about you. Where's the button, Mary? Where's the button? And they're starting to panic.
I drop the form, I sort of shift and morph. I don't want to do this in front of everyone, but it's me! And this is your father, Timmy.
No, this is my father.
I mean...
I'm checking your homework.
A dog ate it! And he ran into the dormitory.
Where's your sister?
Is she tied up?
No, he closed the door and you can't hear very well the words. Night Oswald looks at your group and says, I think we can find here a place where we can talk and discuss.
Is there any quiet corner? Marginally quiet.
At least elevator music.
So upstairs, the music is just at the second floor. At the third floor, I think it's
don't have a
quiet.
third
Let me
floor.
check.
Oh, yes.
It's just
Except-
rooms.
Yes, with beds of all sorts and sizes. So yeah, you find a room, like a tucked-in room, and everyone is squeezed with the horse that is salivating, and there's just saliva on the floor as you are discussing this.
And we enter a room, and obviously the room is big enough, but the bed is bigger. It's touching 3 walls out of 4.
I am sorry. Isaac caught the moment, and whenever someone was backing either you or the royal family, somehow they disappeared.
How many of the 7 chancellors does he have behind him?
Not sure. They just called the new chancellor instead of Leo. Let me think about it. The chancellors. Bram is definitely with Isaac on the all-human. Marcus is definitely neutral, though I don't feel he's a treacherous, conniving bastard.
He's definitely a treacherous, conniving bastard. I spoke with him. He was gonna force to evacuate the royal bloodline.
Oh, he definitely did it.
Didn't?
Did it.
What do you mean he definitely did it? They evacuated?
That's what he called it.
That's 2.
Lila is holding her ground against the chancellors. Annoyingly so. And Gaia, thanks to Venoris's presence, remains neutral. Ram is definitely, after losing the augury district, is not. He just wants this to be resolved in one way or another. Lucian is with the humans, and Alexander Ferris, our new chancellor for the Midnight District, might be easily swayable by you because you helped him. But I don't... No, there's... Just doesn't add up. I don't understand why they did it. Why now? Why the chaos? Why so much death? There's just dying people all around and we just hate.
Why not now?
Yes.
Perhaps maybe because the king was gone, it was easier to execute, and it has been a plot in the making since his coronation.
There's always maybe a truth. I didn't want to think it, but majority of the population didn't think or want you to win, thanks. But they had to accept this with the meritocracy.
So this is it? We're all a town of racists?
If it just takes a few instigators, then yes. But maybe it's more complicated than that. Maybe not. Maybe it's simple.
It always has been.
Are you racist as a human, Cassio?
No, but I can recognize it when I see it, and I was.
You were?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I be? The gods up there telling us that we're special, that they protected us from the rest, that the world is against us. That kind of breeds a feeling of insecurity, as if it is you against the world.
And
Totally understandable.
centuries of slavery. That memory remains in the blood.
So, I don't understand how you could believe this city wasn't racist. It's like we lived in two different worlds.
But perhaps with the use of force, order can be reestablished and education may begin.
Use of force just means more murder.
Do you think that murder is not being committed right now?
Yes, and I believe a civil war can cause more murder than just what is happening now.
Yeah, but this is a pogrom. For it to have a civil war, you might still have people to fight it. And those people are currently being silenced on a, I would say, industrial scale.
Just think of the long-term and short-term. Short-term, yes, perhaps a civil war that would end up putting you back in charge would mean a bit more murders, but long-term, them winning will cause untold years of murder.
This city has been hit by the death earthquake, then by undead invasion, now by a pogrom, and in 2 days comes the assault of the Red Army.
What is your peaceful, all-solving solution in that case?
Oh, I don't have one. Right now we're in triage. We're in what kills the least people.
What did you say? A Red Army coming to our gates?
Yes, 2 days.
Well,
They're gonna
Yes,
wash over the city that is already in chaos.
absolutely. Without opposition.
well, there could be opposition.
Are there any windows that lead outside?
Yes.
Can I gesture towards Castile to move in a quieter place where no one can hear us?
Sure, if he sees you, he's gonna acknowledge.
So you're on a horse on a bed right now.
There may be a way I can gain some information about their movements, but I need your approval.
And what way would that be?
I can consume one of them and gain knowledge.
As far as I'm concerned, munch off, but no innocence. And try to make it that they're already dead.
Should I target an instigator or someone bigger?
I think, yeah, why not? Someone that could have a high enough position that could relay to us some information. But I think we may have to be more than one for that, as there are mobs around, and you, my friend, my child, stand the fuck out.
I know.
And I'll leave. And just
How?
Out the window?
out the window!
Flying, you done?
No. I will just jump.
As a horse.
As a horse.
As if the window does like this.
I will try
A
to.
large bit.
I will try to.
You...
Can you go gooey?
No.
He's gonna go breaky.
Breaky.
I'm gonna go breaky.
So you went into a separate room to talk about this, and
And
as you
then
are
you feel the
talking,
windows smash.
yeah, as you are talking, and you look on the
Weapons
window,
And you see Castiel casting Mending on it.
bending piece of a rock, and another, as the horse.
You alright in there?
Yep.
And just so we
Not too
know, I
enthusiastic,
will
but-
turn into the creature. I will fly. I will try to watch as many instigators as I can,
Okay.
and I will attack 3 of them during the night. That's what I'm doing all day long. I will just look for them fucking feet because I'm fucking hungry,
Okay.
and yeah. And try to gain information about their movements for tomorrow, next day, plans, anything.
Okay. We're
We'll
gonna come back to that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So just so we know what happens after the break, guys. Sir Oswald looks at you and says, we have to go and present this to the council. They are right now just standing and trying to mend whatever is happening right now. Maybe if they know that there's a higher and terrible. Who did that? Rareș, roll me on the naughty list now.
No, that's David.
David was the naughty one.
But he said something else.
David, roll me on the naughty list now.
A D4 and a 10?
Yes.
Before the 10.
He's gonna help you on the council.
So
You're gonna go as a mushroom.
a 4 and a 10.
A 4 and a 10.
The Mushroom Kingdom.
You have this is so mustache, mustache of authority. You believe you have a majestic mustache, whether you do or not, and must stroke it thoughtfully before making decisions.
Așa.
That's a woman.
Man, this session is so random.
You say we must speak to the council, Oswald, but you say also 3 or 4 of them are with I-6 Rebellion.
Yes, but that's because they don't have a bigger threat coming to them. The fact that something else is bigger than whatever they're going through right now might help you. This might help you gain back the people's trust.
But
the
why
king
would they
comes
believe that there is an army coming, and why wouldn't they just say that the king is inventing this false crisis?
back? Because he would never lie, and he catches himself.
The councillors, propagandistically, can deny it. It will be proven true in 2 days regardless. But their own sense of preservation might speak to them that now is not a time to be having civil conflict, but one in preparing to defend the city. Because if they keep engaging in this for the following 2 days, when the Zamoltes comes, he will simply wipe the city.
Technically 1 day.
Yeah.
Civil kerfuffle.
Let's try.
I'm just saying, they can be also open to preservation if we threaten violence against them specifically, or for the greater good.
Yes, but all we end up with are some slaves under threat who will just wait for the first opportunity to begin civil war.
Let's get past the Red Army attack and then worry about
What's
that.
the mustache work, boy?
They will either agree.
What are you doing with your hand?
I'm playing with my mustache.
You do not. Does not matter.
You're a female.
What's that supposed to be? Yes, we must prepare to address the council. They're gathering now, Ozzy?
Probably in 1 hour, 1 hour and a half. They usually have that.
Where are council meetings nowadays?
But usually are when they met with you and
So,
decide
in the
to
royal
get-
district?
Yes, in the council chamber. Your throne is vacant and theirs is filled. Is it not?
Very well. Everyone, prepare for potential conflict, prepare for a show of force, prepare for breaching our way, if necessary, into the throne room.
Oh shit.
And glamours out of the female appearance and out of the mustache, I think, as well, into full king regalia.
Can I have a follow-up question to this? Let's say they don't listen, or even worse, they listen but they can't do anything.
That this movement is not controllable by them.
Yeah.
Then we recruit them, encountering whoever does control them.
Okay, so since whoever does most likely control this belongs to the Church of the Seven Fuckers,
It's probably Corin.
yeah,
We know it's Corin.
I propose we blow up their whole institution.
Well, blowing up the whole institution tells you are opposed to the council itself. We're not
No, not the council.
to the
church
Heptomatic Order,
institution.
to the Heptomatic
Yeah,
Order
so-
itself. We're not opposed to the Heptomatic Order itself. We're opposed to Corin at its helm. We should talk to Doxis. Let's drop by Doxis en route to the Royal District.
You see Oswald's face just...
Dead?
Yes. He died in his sleep.
We will kill Isaac. And then see if we need to take out
The whole institution. Okay, see? Now we are starting to ask the hard
Cooking
questions.
with fire.
We can't kill the whole institutions. The Astrals give us power. We can
Let's
kill.
start with Isaac and reassess.
Well, there are other ways.
Like,
First we talk to councilmen and see if they align on removing Isaac.
do we want to magically enhance their decision? Do we want to, like,
Or gonna magically enhance their whole life if they don't
We'll
agree.
do a show of force. It'll be all these creatures. No offense.
All of the offense taken.
I'm not here.
Where is the horse anyway?
You have to roll me on the naughty list right now. You have been...
Very naughty.
Very naughty.
Also, the thing is just a naughty mechanism. I got it.
And
We will
then-
start making way towards the Royal District. Unless anybody has anything else they need
so
to
do we rest?
I'd like to rest for a bit. Yeah, we rode all night.
Okay, you
can short rest.
I will say this: you short rest. Does anybody from the group want to do something else, like solo adventures of the Horned One?
I'd like to have lunch with my family.
You can have it. I can sit at the table while I find the mirror and admire myself.
You do look amazing, amazing. What did you roll on your D10?
What? Ah, the
You
10!
have to roll a D1 and a D10. And remember your mustache, yeah? Now you
It's
have
still there even if
Yeah.
I like glamour over it?
Yeah.
The curse is still there.
Even if when I change appearance?
Yeah.
A 7.
With a 7, you believe you are speaking normally, but you're actually speaking in the language in which you speak your name.
Good thing I don't need to talk.
So guys, you want to spend time with your family. You are resting, preparing for
I want to
initiating.
take Grace aside to talk to her for a bit when I see that she's disengaged from conversation.
Okay.
We go in a different room where the bed is on the side floor, so to speak. It's a Murphy bed that's stuck.
I'll go to the chase. Kingpax seems a bit soft. But I did hear you mention that you are okay with assassinating one or more of the counselors.
I try to do that. I really try to. I try to assassinate 2 of them at the same time, and I failed.
I know that Caskill is okay with this. I know that his family. What?
I don't get it.
Does not matter. They would probably follow Castill's directions. But can I also count on you?
Obviously, I'm here to help Pax. Whatever it takes. I really believe he should.
Whatever
be
it
taken.
takes.
Yes, whatever it takes.
I just wanted the confirmation.
I just hope you're here to help Pax. Whatever it takes. Otherwise, I'm gonna assassinate you with my bare hands.
I'm here. Why don't you try it?
Because right now you have proven useful, right? He came back and won peace. I assume it's because you
Take away
went
the
with
threats.
I don't know. You seem like the person who needs a good track to remember.
Well, I'm glad we are on the same side, if we can call it that.
And with all the tension roiling, some of us admiring our beautiful robe and some of us spending the time that we have right now of peace with our families, we will take a short break because things are heating up, guys.
Like and subscribe, dear viewer. Like and subscribe. Not that I wish to imply you've been sleeping on the job. No one is more deserving of a break than viewers, but all our efforts on this channel would have gone to waste unless, well, let's just say your moment to like our videos has come again. The right viewer in the right place can make all the difference in the world. So subscribe, dear viewer. Subscribe and grow this channel.
And we are back. The situation is tense outside the windows and the safe walls offered by the Nomad Nook. People are running for their lives, some are running to take lives, some are redistributing themselves to be safe, some are losing homes, some are gaining riches. Chaos festers inside the city that is in front of an even greater threat, unbeknownst to it. And we are here as the group prepares itself to go to the royal domain. Are you in your disguised self? You are
No longer.
No
I think this
longer.
advance is going to be official.
As you
Was it? Was it gonna be official?
Yeah, we're going to go in as official royal retinue.
Okay.
As you step outside of the Nomad Nook in the Jovis district with people running around, there's this crowd of people that are dragging Noble onto the streets, looking at you, sobbing.
There are nods, trying to give people some sense of security and stability. But the march continues.
I keep my dagger close and I sort of position in front of Pax protectively.
You see that some individuals stop and some move past and they get closer. There are half a dozen of them approaching you. They have forks, they have swords. And you see the knight Oswald stepping in and saying, "What are you doing? This is your king." And they falter for a second. And then from somewhere, a rock is thrown in your direction, Pax. Missing you. You just see a rock just
Ding it off.
You see a young teenager, clothes dirty, dirt on his cheeks, bright hazel eyes. Where were you? Where were you when my mom died in the Ogre district?
Keep that spirit, young man. You will be aiming it at Orcish invaders in less than 2 days. And we keep advancing, we don't stop.
As you keep advancing, you see that Knight Oswald is gathering whatever Greenspring guards he finds to make a shield all around you as you are escorted towards the royal domain as rocks are flung in your direction, hitting the shield, some passing through, hitting some of the guards. And you make your way, pushing through the people towards the royal domain. And as you get closer to the royal domain, you see there are many more guards there. Most of them carry the Hebdomadic Circle's emblem on their attire, and they look at you and look at Knight Oswald. Is it really you, my lord?
Of course. Back from adventure, as every king goes, here to defend from a coming war that we need to all begin to focus on.
Give me a persuasion check. You're not there, are you? You're not there.
No.
Damn it.
I'm prowling.
The
Okay.
rooftops.
12.
You start hearing checks and murmurs all around about this. Definitely a shift in energy. Definitely looking at your retinue and looking at this. Will they be going with you as well inside the chamber with the council?
Who asks this?
One of the guards that is at the entrance to the room.
Yes, my retinue will enter with me.
Very well, and he excuses himself and he goes.
So we're all out of disguise? Everyone?
Yeah,
No, you're in your disguise, right? You are.
No, all of us
said
are
that-
out of disguise.
I'm out of disguise.
Oh, all of us are out of disguise.
I don't know,
you're
that's
out
your
of
call.
disguise.
Yeah.
I guess I would do it as you prefer. Do you want to be... Would it help to have shadow fall with you or just a scribe?
Yeah, that's a bit. Or else do you want occasionally nocturnal shock?
I have. However, you've seen people to react to you in these days since you've existed.
And
If
also,
you know them to react well to you, be in the form you know they react well to you.
It would be tricky for me because while I help, I sort of wonder, so...
but also you stole the branch of.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's your call. I think. Knowing this.
What are the choices? Can you repeat them again?
To go disguised or not, based on so how much would I believe it weighs the good that I've done in the protection that I've done in the city versus the
Give me an insight check, please.
insight check. Okay. So I keep forgetting what my insight is. It's 19.
You've read in books, even your scholar teacher told you that usually in most events people remember, unfortunately, the beginning and the end, and the moment that you stole the branch is one that is much more closer to your timeline than when you helped the city.
Okay. Using that insight, I will stay disguised.
Okay.
As a fabulous storyteller.
Fabulous. The new
Pink.
the new pink movement of the storytellers. You heard it here first.
I'm going at first blade shock.
First blade shock is there prepared. As this is happening and as you start pushing inside the royal domain toward the council chamber where grand decisions for the future of the city were made and are going to be made now, our vision turns upward where you are going to roll me an investigation check. With a 16 you fly, but you don't try to you don't try to hide your presence. There are moments when the mob of the people see you and they point out and they see and they say, "A beast has escaped from the augury district. Strike it," and you have to dodge coming crossbow bolts or magic that come towards you. I will ask you to roll me dexterity saving throw, and based on that,
Can I see them?
you see the danger. Yes, to have advantage.
I will say
Stop, you fools.
But all you can hear is.
That really helps a lot. Yeah.
Shit! A natural 1 with a 2! For a 5! Damn.
You fly out and you start to fly over the pathways and the roads, and you see the people looking at you, and you just stop you. And as that happens, a volley of crossbow bolts and fireballs that you dodge in the way, but they are in a wave that you are not expecting, and just towards you, as you will receive a total of, I don't know if you're raging.
Nope.
21 points of mixed damage. As people are tensed and you see some of them breaking from the mob to go and chase you, the guards as well start to chase you, and there's like more than a dozen people after you as you're flying. What do you do?
I will use the rooftops to Top Gun maneuver and then try to hide and sneak. From now on.
This is going to be another an acrobatics check to see how well you glide through the rooftops and over the rainbow far away to see.
Ooh, a natural 19 plus 3, so 21.
With that, realizing that your survival is at stake, your senses heat up in an instant and you start to dodge in the alleyways and go over rooftops, and the people are having a hard time looking at you. You, for a second, go and enter the midnight district where you see there's a lot of smoke rising and a lot of mob groups are striking this area, and there are locked doors and barred windows, and there are flying rocks and flying bottles that as they hit explode in fire, yet there are forces, mages that try to put out the fire with shape water. It's a continuous chaos of conflict, entropy, pain, and you, with all the smoke that is rising from the midnight district, you find a way to stay hidden. Can you give me a stealth check?
Sneaky horse.
Sneaky horse.
Shit, it's a 7.
Because you're a horse.
You step down onto the midnight
I'm not a horse
district.
because I can fly as a horse. I'm the beast.
This
Oh.
being of pure horror,
Sure horse.
that pure horse that steps on in the midnight district on the nocturne way, and you are so sure that you are hidden. It's fine.
Until
Until
have
you
some smoke
turn around,
and...
as you see, you make the sound, and then you hear, and you look up, and you see. What does he see? I don't know, because we are moving scenes, and you are stepping through the royal court, and you are going in the alleyways, and your footsteps are heavy and strong, and your objective straight ahead as the guards look at you as you pass through, glances at you, and the guards push the heavy wooden doors, their weight resisting before yielding to your presence, and beyond you see unfolding the chamber, the great hall of judgment, stone pillars rising to a vaulted ceiling, tapestries of ancient deeds hanging motionless in the still air. The long curved table of the chancellor encircles the center, the throne at the edge of the wall, and in the middle of the circle a single man stands, Isaac, draped in his ceremonial robes. His voice carries with a fervor sharpened by his convictions. The theological circle is not merely a guiding light, it is the foundation upon which our great civilization was built. We are here today, standing at the height of our power, not by chance, not by fleeting mortal wisdom, but by the sacred teachings that have shaped our laws, our morality, and our very way of life. And you see that all around him are the gazes of the Chancellor sitting, and behind them, each hebdomad, listening to Isaac standing behind the Chancellor, behind the chairs, and all, as you push through the room, all of their eyes turns towards you, the gaze of the ruling body of the city, the gods that watch over it, and Isaac all turn.
Tell me again, who is in the room? So we have the chancellors.
Yes.
Isaac at the front of the table talking to them.
In the middle of, it's like the circular room where there are the seats of the chancellor.
The semi-circular.
Yes. Isaac is in the middle, and on the far wall is the throne where usually the king sits. And behind the chancellors, you have the hebdomads themselves.
Anyone else?
No.
As I come in, does he notice us and keep speaking, or he stops speaking as the doors open?
As the doors opened, he started speaking, and as your presence was felt, all of the eyes turned over to you, but you see him just continuing trying to ignore your presence, saying, "The power to decide the future must belong to those who uphold the very doctrine that has guided us since the first stone of this city was laid. To deny this is to deny you, the gods themselves." And a hush settles over the chamber, and you see Gaia Groundhill, the chancellor that is watching over the Lungs district. Fenora is behind her, says, "Let us listen to the voice that has just entered the room now."
I sneak you a dose of guidance.
You have to sniff it.
As you see them, some of them looking at you with confused looks, some with hopeful visages.
I advance, because the semicircle table is in the way. I will hop over the table.
It splits in the middle to get to the throne.
Okay, then I don't need to hop over the table. Just go to the middle.
Isaac is next to you.
Walk up right up to Isaac. Look at him, thoroughly confused. Look around the table to the chancellors. Grab Isaac by the shoulder. Draw my sword.
In the next second, you see Bram, Hillside District's Chancellor, Marcus and Lucian, both of them raise up and says, "What is this?"
This is your king, Chancellor.
And what you are doing is not just
what am I doing?
pointing a sword towards a speaker inside the judgment halls.
I am to judge a traitor. Perhaps we don't have a traitor, and they will live. Perhaps I have a traitor. But royal judgment will be put upon this man and those that follow him. So let's discuss. What exactly is happening?
You see, give me an intimidation check, please.
Advantage guidance.
Advantage, no.
324.
With a 24, do you let go of Isaac or do you keep holding him?
I hold him. The blade is down, but I am holding him by his clothes behind the shoulders.
Isaac tells you, while you were out doing whatever you were doing, the city was in pain and hurting, and we saved it, we kept it safe, we and the gods. Where were you? And what claim do you have here?
I am this kingdom's chosen meritonarch.
Where were you?
As every king before me, on the adventure after crowning, an adventure to try and prevent a war, one to face the incoming dangers of the Red Kingdom, of VIM. I can tell you all about it and brief the bards on what nice songs to write about it. But this is how the kingdom has always worked. The hebdomats, the army, the chancellors, this full administration makes the kingdom, and of course has to protect from any dangers. You simply did as you should do. I did as I should do. We all did as we should do. The question is why you've mobilized to murder, to usurping, to pogrom.
Those are quite the accusation you point towards Isaac. King back, says Lucian, welfare of the sunrise. And Bram says, if there is no sail to catch a wind, the wind has no power. There was always tension regarding you as being king.
I'm sorry, it seems you might be saying, I did it because I could. That's what it sounds like you're doing. Is that it? Shall we do simply what we can, because we can?
That is why we are having this discussion here and not doing what we can. If you would have wanted to do what we can, we would be in a different situation. The people's voice is the one that matters.
The people's voice was quiet. You chose this time to move the people to war against themselves, to take one part of the people and attack the rest of the people. This was a quiet, peaceful city, and you took advantage of crisis to make them war upon themselves. I sheath the sword, while the Red Army marches on our capital, here within little more than a day.
Isaac, are you still holding Isaac?
Yes, sword is sheathed, but arm is still on him.
What are you talking about? There were no reports about an army coming.
Yet it's coming.
You see the Chancellor turning towards Venoris. And Venoris looks at you and says, if what you say and speak is true, then there are other priorities at stake. Solace, and their vision turns towards Solace as this bright, golden astral. I did not sense any lie in your words.
If you wish this crown, I address the spirits, the assholes. If you wish this crown, I will give it to you. I just won't give it to people like this piece of human garbage. If you want to have just another oppressive regime that chooses one race to slaughter the rest, you can have it. But right now there is a kingdom to defend, and somebody needs to rally that defense. I can do it, or if your astral majesties, who seemingly are unsure whether this kingdom should work as it's worked for 2 centuries, wish to change things, now is this time to say it so that whoever leads can mount a defense.
4 centuries.
It's been multiracial for about 2.
Not 2, but 4 centuries.
It really was
Yeah.
very human.
Yeah.
Give me a persuasion check, please. With advantage. With advantage.
With advantage, king!
16.
With advantage?
Yeah.
And with that conversation that is leaving the air tense, we go to another scene where we see 2 bottles
Oh,
fire
fuck.
on top of them. Just give me an dexterity saving throw.
Can I see them?
You can see them.
I can see them.
You can definitely see them.
Just for the visuals, is there a roof that looks a bit gothic in architecture? Because I want, if I get hit, to hit it and then use my claws to scrape it and have pieces of it fall as I scream. But only if I get
Gothic
hit.
roof.
Yes.
Gothic.
17. 18.
Let's see if you survive them. 12, are you alive?
12 what?
Damage.
Oh yeah, I'm more than alive. What the fuck?
You see these fire bottles coming towards you. Your body is at fire bottle. Fire is washing all over your body. And you said that you wanted to find the gothic roof.
Yes, and to hit it, and then scrape it, have pieces of it falling as I before
You're flying away.
Again.
What is your? Where are you? Are you flying again to continue your mission? Are you?
Yes, I'm trying to do what I told Castiel and find some instigators or high-ranking officials and stalk them until it's night and then kill them and devour them.
Let's have these with two rolls. Give me a stealth check.
The white dice. It's an 8.
Okay, and an investigation check.
Oh shit, 7.
I'm not good at this, guys.
You're definitely
Because you're a fucking huge monster.
You do that and you spread your wings again, yet the attention is on you. You are the hot moment right now.
Okay, can I try and swoop down, catch anyone, that's not a child, anyone, and fly with them? Anyone.
I will say that this action will be a high risk.
Yeah,
You're gonna receive damage anyway. I might gonna kill another character.
But it's a cool move.
It is a cool move, Blair.
Hey, you managed to resist 3 episodes, buddy.
Yes.
Okay.
We had cake today.
You can give me.
It's cool.
It's cool.
And then bring the corpse to the hearing through a window.
In the middle of your council meeting, you just see a big body. There's boy just in the middle. Okay, give me I don't even know, man.
Give me a semblance of hope.
Yes.
Give me some hope,
How
man.
many stands
Give
for
me
your
an
new character?
acrobatics to see how well you manage to.
Black or white? Black or white? Black or white?
White.
Black.
White. Trust me. Take my lucky die.
Roll is wasted now.
Shit! 12!
It'd be a lot worse.
Natural 20.
You do manage to find a bystander, not a boy, a male that is holding this pitchfork and running towards a main road, and you go and take him into your arms, multiple arms, as you raise above the city. But even as you raise, there are arrows, fireballs. You are hit, and you will receive a total of 24 pieces of amazing performance damage.
And I will fly with him.
Oh god, what has happened to our marvelous city?
And with that, we go back to the council.
And I add another thing after Grace slips me a whisper. The founding of Green Spring was simply to be different from those orders, from Obscuro simply dictating to his people how things should be, Lumeno dictating to his people how they should be. We had a different path, the Hebdomadic Order keeping faith, and the Royals keeping worldly matters, so that this may be a partnership between mankind and the Astros. If you simply want to be tyrants like Lumeno and Obscuro, and through the Order directly dictate, but that's not the project you started here.
As time has shown us, and Rem is the one that says this, things change and unexpected events occur, and we react. If you react in the right way or the wrong way, I do not know. But, and you see all the chancellors nodding in agreement, the priority right now should be, I will end you there so hard. I will be the one.
I did nothing. I swear.
Naughty!
Naughty list. I will turn you into a mushroom in the middle of the sky.
Can you say death save?
All the chancellors are in agreement that the priority right now is the survival of the city. There is no future of whatever form of government is wished by the people or by the future ruling power if there is no city to rule it. If you are willing to lead this, let us take it step by step. Make sure the city is alive and well, and then we discuss this matter.
For the city to be stable, its conflict needs to be ended. Isaac needs to call off his inciting hounds and doom speakers and hate breeders.
Isaac says, I will do all in my power to help in this situation with whatever I can, of course, if this is the choice of the ruling body. Then you see Bram raising, then we have a lot to do. We have a city to calm down and prepare for an oncoming war. Is everyone in agreement to gather our thoughts, resources, see what we have in and at our disposal, see how we manage to settle the waves of what is happening inside the city, and meet here again in a few hours to see what resources and situation follows.
What part of the day are we in?
Let me check. I should check.
Wasn't it evening?
Noon. It's noon
Noon.
at exactly at 2 p.m. I think I said at the meeting.
And the meeting. Oh yeah, that's right.
Go quiet your districts, end the infighting, prepare for war, and after sundown we gather here to strategize our defense. Like, push Isaac forward.
He stumbles. Oh, that's actually one. He stumbles and falls
Fix his
down.
head.
That's on the spot.
Oh no, the king killed Isaac!
Lawsuit!
Like a true wizard, 1d4 sneeze damage. Okay, you see them raising up, the hebdomads slowly fading with their presence. The last one to fade is Jovis, that bows their head to you and then slowly falls away into nothingness. But before that happens, because now I remember this, as the Chancellor leaves the room, thank you very much, my mind, amazing mind, as all of this was happening, again, thanks to the emotions and the stress levels in this room, Grace, something bothered you, something felt strange, and you look at your hand, and you look at the compass.
The Vivian compass that I got from Castle Adventure.
Yes, that usually pointed up and down. You see, as the hebdomads disappear, Solis and Lunai, as they go to one another, you see the compass following them, tracing them, and the moment that they go close to one another, before disappearing, they turn towards you. The compass pointing straight towards them as they... And then the compass again goes up and down, up and down.
I sort of mutter, what the fuck?
What the fuck is up with that?
Like a tear just pours down.
Sir Oswald goes to you and says, "You have a lot to prepare," and you start heading down the hallway to prepare for whatever the following hours may bring. And there are a lot of questions still pondering. What happened to our flying mount?
Does the guy look like an instigator? Is his weapon blooded?
Was he
That
just starting
question-
to instigate?
That question that you have right now,
I'm sorry, I'm done.
that question that you have right now, and the question of how will the city react and prepare for whatever is coming, the question of what the fuck is up with that, and the question that makes all of you stop in the hallway as Grace, you stop, and inside of your mind you hear a message. You hear a message of, you know what, I'm not gonna tell you the message, I'm gonna write to you in private.
Okay. I turn towards Pax and I tell him something happened as I'm receiving the message. And I then turn to Castian and I say, I want you to get this thing off of me.
What?
And I point towards the Viviantine crystal.
Why?
Because it's fucking not working.
It works. Trust me on that. What I gathered from that research, it works. Maybe whatever you asked of it wasn't to your liking. But it works.
We're all going to have to focus in these coming days.
Oh, that.
Castile, I want you and your brood to make sure the hebdomads, the order, keep an eye on them and make sure they're actually mobilizing their magic for defense.
My brood.
Yes, all of your family.
Look, I'm not gonna be sending my kids into this. If Shadowfall and Hilden agree to that, that will be their choice.
Fine, perhaps alone. You and whoever you want to
I
mobilize.
think my time would be better spent drawing up contingencies. Trust me, you would want that.
So I strongly think we should definitely go towards the Nomanuk and sort of think, what should we do? Obviously, the political matter it's gonna have to wait. What should we do to prepare for the Red Kingdom?
Well, there's lots of things to be done. Logistics, indexing troops, checking
Pax,
angles,
I don't think you're
parameters.
thinking as this is a coup. That will still be a coup. If you fail, and they're not gonna help you succeed, they will pin the fall of the city on you, and there will be no city left. And if it's a city, you're certainly not gonna be king. So I think we have to do this without these fuckers. And I should sort of show the finger to Morses or whoever is there.
I'm talking about the defense of the city. What are you talking about?
The same thing, but I don't think
Defense from the inside.
and the inside, exactly.
Different map. That's for after we fight the Red.
No, but you said you were gonna meet here at midnight to discuss as a night session to discuss with these fucking people who are betraying you. I'm not gonna let that happen, Pax.
Well, she's being overly emotional. She's right. If it would happen, there would be a time to, move against you. It would be when you're vulnerable. Either now or during the attack, you probably need to watch your back.
Security is certainly a matter, but it's not the most important matter. The most important matter is how we defend Greenspring.
But can you defend Greenspring if they seize the opportunity of chaos to get rid of you? You need to consider that angle as well.
We just agreed here, at least in surface, that we are now all mobilizing to that defense.
They also
Of course,
agreed you were their king at one point. 2 months ago, was it?
Does anyone have a concrete counter-proposal of something other than preparing this defense?
Yes, we shouldn't meet here with these people. We're gonna prepare the defense with whoever we trust.
What do you mean whoever you trust? This kingdom has an army. You either control it or you don't.
You don't. But,
And only its army can defend it. If we don't control it, then whoever else does control it needs to use it to defend
No,
it.
come on, let's draw this up a bit. How many people are in the Green Spring Army? Medieval...
Left.
No, how many people, max capacity? A medieval army would generally be
A number of thousands.
500 people, armored knights, that's a big army.
If we're talking all district militias, if we're talking all knights, if we're talking everything, we are talking some thousands of mobilizable troops.
Sure, and this was before the calamity. It was before the calamity. We had thousands. And this was, let's say it halved after the calamity. Let's be positive and say
Yes,
it halved.
and the Red Army was also affected by calamity. They're halved, whatever. We're talking about two armies beset by calamity. By the vicissitude of travel for them.
I will admit, says Sir Oswald, that the numbers are not looking right, but what other thing can we do with us versus them?
So I need you, Oswald, to get the people. I'm sorry. I need Pax to tell you to get the people. Please tell him this. To get the people who are loyal to the king to fight and sort of have a head count.
That's exactly what I sent everybody to do, to go index their resources, index their troops.
Pax, you're very. I love you. I love you with all of my heart. But you're very naive. Do you think Lucius and the other fucker Marcus were gonna say, "Oh, we have this army and this"? They're gonna say, "We're blood dry."
Our army and the Red Army are of comparable sizes. If our army is not going to defend the city, we've lost anyway. Whoever controls it. The only way in which we do defend Greenspring is if its army, whoever's controlling it, does come to the defense. Now, if your thesis is that the army is currently not willing to follow my orders, that is fine. But whoever is ordering it needs to order them to defense.
Okay, what I'm saying is, if I were to overthrow you, you know what I'm gonna do? You know what plan I was going to do? I'm going to take my armies or my loyal subjects, push them out of Greenspring and wait until the orc attack is done and sort of come and overtake everything.
These are the numbers that need to be indexed. How many armies, controlled by who, and the ones that do follow our orders or are willing to hold a defense, can they beat the numbers of the enemy army, which has to be scouted and counted?
Yeah, but you just trusted the indexing on those people who...
They will come with their reports. We must formulate our own reports.
Okay.
That which is why I was beginning to assign you to check different things, such as to follow what the Hebdomadic Order is doing, to index the Royal Army, to go and follow the Chancellors and see what each of them are doing, and to scout the enemy from the skies.
Max, my time would be wasted being a glorified errand boy, so if you actually want me to help, give me access to resources.
You keep repeating to me that I have no resources.
You seem to have now. Point me. You are officially king again.
We need to find out what army we have, don't have, what means of defense we don't have. In a scenario in which we find out there are 1,000 Red Kingdom troops coming and only 200 soldiers willing to follow us, then we simply evacuate the city. That is not a winnable battle. It's that simple.
Okay.
We need to formulate an army that can defend the city.
I can give you an army.
What do you mean you can give us an army?
I can give you an army with enough resources. You've seen how many people are in the streets.
Do you mean...
Might be counterproductive to Pax's rule
What people
to
are
have.
lying in the streets, Captain?
Can we not have this conversation in these walls that have ears
Yeah, sure.
or eyes and go back to the Nomad Nook?
Let's go to the Nomad.
As you go back to the Nomad Nook,
Is he an instigator? Does his
give me
weapon...
an investigation check.
Is his weapon blooded?
Perched on top of a roof,
natural
he's being
16.
just
17.
17 for the investigation.
Yes. Is he or is he not?
How is that creature proficient in
He
investigation?
starts pissing himself. He does not say anything important. He's very scared. He doesn't want to die. You can't really stay a lot perched on the roof because they are targeting you.
Is his weapon blooded? Is his weapon blooded?
He doesn't have a weapon anymore.
He said he had a pitchfork.
He has a pitchfork. The moment that you
He had.
I want to
from the
brutalize him. Shit. He doesn't want to die. Are we in the Augury district?
no, because the Augury district is sealed.
Fuck! Can I fly towards the Augury district?
You can fly and enter to one of the entrances in the Augury district, which means you have to go low. And
Is the water of Sabat anywhere besides the Augury district?
no.
Flowing outside the city.
That's true. Outside, thank you.
I imagine this creature carrying this guy and yelling all the way, and the creature going there and going like, and then turning back, and all the time, what's happening?
But somehow they've also sealed, sort of they created a dome.
They have created a dome over the Augury district that keeps the undead calm, not really attacking what are left, because they're like
Then
the numbers.
I will
not.
keep him by the neck,
Yeah.
and with a fingernail I will scratch in on his face. I will not be a racist anymore, and I will simply. Yeah, I know.
There's not a face anymore. Let me just.
And I will throw him from a safe distance on the street and run away.
Same distance.
Yeah.
That was productive.
In a haystack. No, I will. Is there a pile of bodies?
There, yeah.
I will throw him onto the pile of bodies.
Okay, give me an intimidation check.
How does he manage to intimidate him in
nine.
this circumstance?
Because maybe there's no one there. or-
More anger than fear.
As it flies over and you let go, some people turn around, they point their finger towards you.
And everyone applauded.
Yeah. What is your next course of action?
My next course of action would have been to find someone that actually is implicated in pointing people towards racism and attacking half-breeds, and maybe who has some plan as to what the fuck they were about to do after today.
I will give you this. There. I will give you a last investigation check. The DC is higher because you've
Of
tried
course.
this for quite a couple of times.
And if it doesn't work, I will just go back with my tail behind my
If
face.
you survive. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I will need you to give me another dexterity saving throw with advantage.
Okay. No, 2 5s for a 7.
5 for a 7.
You know how math works.
I have 2 5s on
No,
my
I-
die. Yeah.
It's Lerma.
It's little math.
19 points of slashing,
It's fine.
burning,
It's fine.
striking.
It's fine.
Racist damage.
I'm fine. I'm okay. I will simply go back to the nook carefully.
And
To the wall.
literally because as you
Fix the
are
window again.
no match room, and you go and reposition yourself in the room to make a planning, you hear go on the
And you
next
see
room.
Hilden blooded whoever comes, filled with arrows, slashes, and almost on the point of unconsciousness.
Are we there?
You are in the Nomaxus in the room. Those that go to see the room, you see that the wall is broken, destroyed, and taking half of the room is a bloodied, cut, burned, singed.
Still hungry.
I will just comment, this is a very wonderful idea to keep a low profile. No one will know we're inside here. No one.
Not mending the house. I look at you with a big disappointment. You are too eager. You're gonna have to wait while I fix this house before I tend to your bleeding. He throws you a bit of food, so I guess some meat. Have a morsel. Chicken.
And he puts it in his belly mouth.
Who had the idea to give autonomy to the mound of flesh?
Hey, who had autonomy to give to the killing snake?
Different levels, man. Different levels.
This is your species I'm used to.
Oswald is keeping the children away from this whole scenario, trying to direct them in a certain way. Timmy, being very curious, tries to peek under the shield, and he's like, but you're there in the room, and after a few minutes, Oswald returns as, now that we don't have any prying ears, you were talking about an army?
Yeah, I can get an army. I need a lot of mages, though.
What do you mean, a lot of mages?
Well, I need them to use their power, and I'll give them the spell to use. And you have an army.
The Hebdomatic Order is the other half.
So are they their only spellcasters now?
They're the vast majority of available spellcasters. There are some military spellcasters, but those are not.
Fine. Then I need to requisition a bunch of scrolls, because we're off to second plan. Since I can't really fashion you an army without any help, I think I can fashion you...
The question is...
Oh, we use the one
bomb.
we have?
The question is, might the Hebdomatic Order be convincible to
No,
engage in the necromancy you have in mind?
they will not be. I can't make them. I think that's more accurate. If someone were to, press them on it, probably. But they'd have to, bear the stigma of having crossed one of their gods sacred, blah, 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 blah.
They would have to use the Astral's own magic to use it on necromancy. It's
Yeah, plus I don't think the Astrals will probably agree to this now that I think about it, because,
Yeah.
they're hypocrites. And they need the bodies. They don't want us to know that we can actually do stuff with them.
A shiver.
What's gonna follow is a lot of military logistics, getting intelligence, indexing what means we have, material, supply lines, troops, who is commanding who is willing to build up defenses in districts, walls, getting scouting out to the enemy army from the skies to find out where they are, how they're moving. A lot of that military stuff, probably summon some generals. For some reason, the defense effort is being commanded from a magical tavern / orphanage. And yeah, a lot of that. At least in what Evander's coordinating.
Okay, then Oswald will go, and everyone will start indexing, finding information, gathering it all together, and we will find after this short break what happens next. We are back, welcome back. I'm so happy to see you here again. After the time has passed, the chancellors came and met with the king, and you have received the following information. After the calamity, after what happened in the Augury district, summed up, there are, to put them in numbers, most of the force, military force that can come, will come from the Sunrise district and the Hillside district, which are the military forces. Solace is in a way under the supervision of Isaac and Lucian, so there's gonna be a little bit of battle of tension there in having those members. Mercury can offer in around the numbers of the hundreds, 100. In the Midnight district there may be 20, 25 humans left. And Venoris, with her district, comes with 200 of her greatest female warriors that there are. And the question that probes on the table and to all of them is where they are coming from. Where do you distribute the people? And this is where we find ourselves now.
Intelligence I'm still waiting on would be, is the Hebdomatic Order preparing to mobilize magic? And what kind and where?
The forces that I have just told are a mix of military and magic.
Okay.
The Heptomatic Circle, be it in full cooperation or maybe with a little bit of tension, will be in around 450, 500.
And especially with Isaac and Lucian's.
Yes.
So they have the magical army.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Hilden has gone scouting for the enemy.
You have gone in the direction of the Redlands.
Before he does that,
Yes.
could we have requisitioned a scroll of sending for him so that whenever he spots the army, he immediately can report?
Okay.
Do we have?
Definitely, you can definitely find out.
I'm interested in their positions, where they come from, and how many. I mean,
And they come from their mother.
incredible! Wow.
You return back with this info.
I will roll on the Nautilus.
For you.
You start heading towards the Redlands and you go 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour. Give me an investigation check.
White or black?
I don't know.
Well,
Doesn't matter.
if it doesn't, it's a natural 1 for 2.
Why? 1 hour and 10 minutes. 1 hour and a half. What are the rest of you doing in 1 hour and a half as you are receiving no word from...
By the way, what about the Royal Army? These are the district armies. Is there still any remains of a Royal Army?
Yes, they are in the number of... I do. 200s, I would say.
So a total of 700 people.
Is General Hale still in charge of them?
General
Ruxandra
Hale.
Hale, I think, was the name.
I think so. I will...
She's the one who also had the many.
Yeah, she died. Well,
She died. Okay.
died in the MOBA deck.
Yeah.
Who is currently in command of the Royal Army? Or is anyone currently in
There
command?
is a very young and unprepared soldier that took her place.
Max,
Name is
I
Victor.
am well versed in the history of sieges and military warfare. Give me a prerogative to organize them, and I shall, to a very great effect.
The Royal Army is the best equipped and best trained. Sans the magic. It's the most likely to go into high-risk situations. If somebody needs to go at them, the royal contingent will be leading the charge.
Are you doubting I have the courage?
It's more your self-preservation capacity.
Oh, I will send every last one of them.
To their death.
If you
Not to their death, to their most effective location. With a strategic mindset being held at the highest of priorities.
I have Oswald and Shaq together effectively commanding the army.
okay,
The 200 royals.
okay, you...
The Royal Guard.
Is there a certain way you distribute the warriors? You...
No, I expect them to do it together, but Shaq showing up there by himself might cause voices. They know Ozzy. He's there sort of to back Shaq up. To give him credence and validity.
As this is happening, 2 hours pass. There's still no one.
That means he's near the border, right?
He's not flying as fast as humans.
Okay.
Can I scout for half an hour more, but this time a bit lower, looking for tracks, anything, and then if I can't find them, I can't find them, and...
Okay, give me another investigation check. With advantage.
Why? Triple advantage.
Because
he needs it.
Because you
Roll
fly lower.
bad. Oh, it's a natural 17.
You fly lower, trying to find tracks, trying to find movement, even if it is hidden, and be it by magic or by good survival techniques. You don't find anything. Any trace of movement. Yes.
After, like, immediately after you finish with him, I want to have an
You
intervention.
shall scroll instantaneously and say,
I can't find them. They're nowhere to be found.
That's something that has been bothering me a lot about
bet
this
you are.
army. There is no way they could arrive. We have gone 20 days from the capital, correct? There is no way they could arrive by the shortest route in such a close interval to our own arrival. We were 2 people. An army marches way slower than 2 people. It marches as slowest as the slowest member. And we did not see massive army tracks in the direction that we also went.
So
They will not arrive from that direction if they arrive. They will arrive by our natural means in a place we would not expect.
yes, we don't know which way.
We need to send to position scouts with sending scrolls and different locations that might cover all the vulnerabilities outside and inside.
And now we have to scout in all directions.
These coming.
We might find them in the middle of the city.
Yep, that's what I would do.
If they could.
Honestly, I know I'm the first person who doesn't agree and the first person who scolded him, but I'm very interested in what Castile has to offer. In the sense that I look over the numbers, I think maybe we have 1,000 capable, maybe like
700, something like that. 8, if we can recruit some people.
And
from
if
the
they
state.
all come.
yeah, and maybe a third of them using actual magic that can help us. It's very little.
It is. And what-
You had some ideas. You wanted to share on the road, but I told you enough with the nonsense. I want to see facts. Now I want to hear your ideas. And also, please remove this thing.
Sure. I've been a busy little bee. And I can, in the defense of Springfield, field another 120
Green
bodies.
Spring. Did you just misplace or misname our city?
It's not a city, it's gonna be a crater, so let's see if it can earn that name.
Jesus.
Wow. But yes, I can field 120 bodies with my own command. They will obey only me and me alone. But we can use them as shoppers. More importantly than that, we have all the resources of Greenfield. Green Kingdom. Oh gods, doesn't matter anymore.
Green Spring.
We can fashion defenses that would delay them even in the hands of the most inept of individuals. What I'm proposing, and this is gonna be very bad for you to hear, is that we take all of the granaries, all of the wheat in the city, we churn it down until it's a nice, fine dust.
You mean flour?
Exactly. And then I have some storage devices that I can use. They can hold quite a lot of it. If it is deployed all at once and with an open flame, it turns into an explosion. That would mean, sure, our city is vulnerable to starvation afterwards, but it would be alive and it could cripple their leadership.
If we win in one night, it doesn't matter. We can get to growing other crops. But,
Over 95% of sieges are won by starvation from each side.
if
Unless
we let
morale
it be
breaks.
besieged, if we let it become an ongoing siege, but if we break the attackers by such means, then we would no longer be facing a siege. The question is, can we just make flour explosive like that?
Yep, it's called a silo explosion. A lot of the farmers in your lands experimented when crops are plentiful.
But it hasn't been instrumentalized for martial purpose. It doesn't have the stability and practicality. What means do you have that armies don't normally have that you can make?
I can storage very large quantities of it in a very tiny object. Pulls out the frog.
Is the concentration. And that can hold tons.
Tons.
And that concentration of the flour makes the explosion much more likely.
It's guaranteed it's not likely. It's a phenomenon that happens regardless of the gods' backs. There are such things in this life.
Boom frogs.
Boom frogs!
So your plan is to make flower frog explosion.
Dust of any flammable kind would do. I can also, if I am given access to a large amount of scrolls, perform an even bigger explosion.
Wouldn't this explosion, Mr. Oswald, have casualties on our side as well?
If I blow it up in the city, yeah.
We toss the frogs at the enemy.
Not necessarily. See, that's the beauty of my soldiers. They're suicidal. I can just send them, and they're not gonna stop.
Undead, has frog in the ribcage, charges at enemy,
Okay, so
frog explosion.
how do you? I'm very confused. How do you make? You said 200 soldiers.
100 and so.
100 soldiers.
Frog deliverers.
I already have those.
Where?
In
At
midnight.
my lamp. You wondered what all those things you saw in there was. Now you know. And I may also have a few other helpers.
Like what?
I reach into the lamp and I pull out two creatures. They look like trees of sorts. But they're small and they can talk. And you see on them, hanging from them, the fruits of knowledge. I have a few of these. If you ever wonder what I did with that branch I stole, please don't.
Please explain.
So, you see, one of the reasons the gods took this from this main is because they create such beautiful creatures that store in them perhaps the knowledge of the world. I have discovered, after the calamity, somewhere hidden in Clement's former quarters, a book describing various magical items. One of them was one such item. It was called a Pot of Awakening. I have gained the power of using such items, and using the spell I gained from, our time during the calamity, I've been successful in growing one. And Grace, I think you were helpful a bit too. Although I still owe you a favor for that one. We have these. I was hoping to be able to grow more, but alas, such is the time.
So the spell of plant growth that I gave you, use it to grow these?
Yep. They have a name. Both of them. He is Adam and she is Eve.
Wow.
Okay. And what do they do exactly?
Well, this one tells funny jokes. The other one is a bit melancholic, but they can grow the fruits of knowledge.
Meaning we can...
Meaning I have some gifts for you.
Okay.
I've also grown a few
No.
other things inside of the lamp, but this one needs a bit more time to hatch. But he will reach into the frog and pull out one fruit of knowledge for each of you. How about humans give you what the gods couldn't and share these items?
Does a fruit of knowledge actually do?
Well, enough so that the gods would be able to kill for it, or want to kill for it, and instigate war.
Sure. And what should we do with it?
Eat it.
If I eat, would I die? Or
No.
would I turn it?
If you don't make an overdose. So, from what I've seen, maybe 2 you could eat. 3 if you're particularly good of constitution. But you will get a bit of a glimpse of what the gods are longing for. Your mental capacities will take a bit of a more divine proportion.
I put it and I store it in my pocket.
Should we not consume these upon battle?
No. Now would be good, perhaps that would help you have a bit of a more cerebral approach to this, but I have to say, you've been doing well so far.
But the effects are not temporary.
It's the same one that you gave to the people.
I know.
You gave a slice. That was temporary. This is not. Why do you think they covet it so?
You've had these before?
No, I just grew them. And the time I had before, when I had the brunch, and when I had Grace help me with a few of her talents.
How are you sure of the effect?
I ate one.
Ah, you had one. Very good.
And what did happen? After we eat it?
I felt full, and I saw the gods for what they were. Lying pieces of shit, manipulating humanity and taking our very death away from us so that they can maintain themselves atop their ivory towers. He's gonna go into a bit of a rant if you could.
He'll keep going for a while.
And what do we make out of it?
He is essentially convinced that the gods are stealing something from humans, and that they made a very bad deal at a certain point, and now that Hebdom has died, they can just go haywire, and he's afraid, and he talks about how he's gonna resurrect him somehow.
So he's gone insane.
Yeah, he's going mad.
Coming back to the apples, if I eat it now, what did you eat one before?
I did. I had one.
And
I wouldn't have given them to you.
And what happened?
I
gained this clarity.
Yes. There is a bit of a choice in it. It depends on what you want to gain clarity on. For me, it was knowledge. For you, it may be something else.
I take a bite of it.
It will increase one of your stat points, mental stat points, by one. On your choice. If I have it correct.
Yes.
I will also...
Above a what?
Also above 20.
You can raise it over 20.
So it's mental, not physical.
Mental.
So it's a +1 modifier or +1 score.
And what great timing for our horse fellow to arrive so he can taste of the effort. He's very tired.
They may be moving underground or through the sub-hot water. Maybe. Yeah. Question. Can't we use our dead to lob them at the enemy and cause plagues on them?
It requires time for them to decompose such that microorganism may appear and that plague may be spread. But it is a good idea.
Shit.
What we need is numbers, no? And you have those...
I have 100 and something soldiers. They do require some equipment, but in lack of it, the farming implements will do just fine.
I think we have enough equipment for that.
Plus, their primary function will be to deliver the frog bombs.
And assist in whatever capacity. The problem is I get to control them all at once, and it's going to be quite taxing.
What's a frog bomb?
We explain.
Okay. I can carry them and drop them from afar. Would that work?
No, someone has to have an open flame when they detonate. Someone has to put the frog inside out.
I don't eat the apple yet, but look to the ones that have to see what it looks like.
Give me an insight check.
15.
With the 15, the ones that do bite inside the apple, you see a glaze over their eyes and a clarity, a peace of mind, a breath of fresh air overtakes them. They don't feel more aggressive, they don't feel lost. You would think that only Castians. But they feel much more powerful.
I ask, what clarity has come upon you? What visions or wisdom or insights? How has it altered your perspective?
Go on, Grace. Ladies first.
I sort of feel a bit more anchored in the sense that I see the things for what they are, or at least I think so.
A bit of my inner rage being quelled down. Breath of air seems more calming now.
Excellent.
I think probably. I don't feel like a god if this is a question, but I feel a bit more wiser. Okay, so we have Castio with his followers. Do you want to explain that? How that?
No,
Okay.
I don't. I believe it would be counterproductive and it would spur theological endless debates. No, I don't. Suffice to say that I've harvested what threatened our kingdom, and I will use it to save it. And I believe I've taken every step to ensure that that trust is well earned.
Our biggest gap at the moment is enemy intelligence. Unfortunately, Hilden, if Castiel approves, you and somebody atop humanness, and whoever else has flight means.
I'm sorry, humanist is not going to be involved in this. I have something that can deliver it, the payload.
So I'm not talking about the moment of battle. I'm talking about scouting for the enemy in the other directions. Because we've only checked directly towards the Red Kingdom. We need to check every other direction in these coming hours.
I finished like stuff, and I put a sheet big parchment on the table with a map of the city and a lot of scout locations overlapping each other that could cover the whole of the city plus the exterior. This is where we need to send people with scrolls of sending. Whenever someone sees anything, they report to a central intelligence, which would be me in this case.
Set up a network in case there's in-city breach, like that. Very good. But we also still need to do the outside scouting in case they are marching along some route from the outside.
Of course. Ishak just goes behind and starts barking orders to people and organizing these scouts.
Use the royal guard.
But what about history? What about history? Is history telling us where the orcs arrived in past sieges? Do we know?
Were there any past sieges?
2,000 years ago, of course.
My character probably knows. I'm military and I have history proficiency.
But Shadowfell went to the Scribe Guild to get this specific information. He has access there.
You can roll me a history check with advantage, yay!
Yay! Yay!
Shall I roll it flat as well?
Yeah.
23.
So the guys rolled so good, what the fuck?
22.
8 and 6.
19.
19. With a 19 and a 23. In most cases, it was orc sieges. 200 years ago, there was the closest one. And it was mainly a sky attack, with them having ascended forms and striking from the sky as they were flying. And usually the attack came from the west. That's where the threat lands.
The direction we checked.
Yes.
What about the means through which those armies arrived? Did they arrive through conventional means at those times?
Did they march or?
There were fewer marching forces on the ground, and there were more of an aerial attacking from the sky. That was the main plan, because the sky force was much more stronger than the earth force.
Flying orcs or what?
Flying orcs, yes. They ascended. Their form was Lumino orcs.
Flying
and
devas.
Flying devas. She's like, choo, choo, choo.
Cassio, can you also please help me before I do anything stupid? Remove this thing from my hand, and I'm talking about the Viviantine crystals that...
Grace, that would take me quite some time to do it in a manner that won't hurt you. And quite frankly, I don't think we have that time. I will gladly remove it once this is over.
If I do not get it removed, I won't be able to bring Pax back if he dies.
Why?
Because this is not Obscuro's way. I have enhanced my body, and it's not in the law.
The problem is, if he takes hours for surgery now, he can't handle.
Just take it.
I'm sorry, Grace. I will use... If you use your favor on this, I will do it.
Yes,
but
I'm using my favor on this.
It will cost lives. I do not know how many lives.
Remove it however you feel.
She means the quick and dirty.
Quick and dirty.
Because of your hand.
I can.
You like
try
pull it
for-
out?
If you can, yes, please, because Cassio is being a little bitch right now.
But he understands how the crystal is implanted. You don't.
I just can operate efficiently from
I-
a traditional point of view.
I want this out.
It's not just a stone in the skin.
No, it's also a curse.
Question, their research showed, or do we know if there's any account before they began the sky assault, did the sky change color? Or was there any visual that might point out, hey, look, they're coming from the sky again? Just so we have this cleared.
The attack was pretty clear that was coming. The reason why the assault was so took the city not unprepared but not as expected, because the other assault came, as you said, by foot. This one came through the air at night, and it looked like flashing balls of light that came towards the city. The city didn't know what to expect, so it was much of a surprise round, and that's what took it the greatest toll, that it was a surprise.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Are you trying to pull out the item?
If she asks me, yes, but I would, afterwards I have stuff I will need to do, and it will take time. I presume an Arcana and a remove curse spell.
Yes.
So the remove curse spell you definitely get. The Arcana, however, you're lucky, it's a 29.
It is still painful as a procedure because it is doing it fast, and
That's
as
a medical-
much as it's
that's a
trying to
magical
help you, it switches pain out of you as it takes you considerably grueling damage of 16.
But the crystal is out, I have it in my possession,
There's
it's
like a
out of
hole
your
in your
hands.
hand.
You will see that Castiel pockets the crystal.
Of course he did. I will ask for Mooney to come on my hand and heal it.
Mooney coalesces into reality, puts his hand on your hand, closes its eyes, lets a small cry as the wound starts to seal, and as the wound starts to seal and you're there healing, your head buzzes and you receive a message.
They're here.
They are here, everybody. And that's where we're gonna end the episode.
Is it night?
Yes.
Thank you so much for staying with us till the end. I am so sorry, this was a chaos of an episode and I loved it and hated at equal measure. Share this video, share the story, check the buy me a coffee link. I really need a coffee after this. Don't forget to leave us mentions or questions in the Google Docs you find in the comments. Next week, guess what? We continue with VIM.
The Tale of Immortality.
Stay tuned to find
And
out
I
what
think
happens,
I need to
folks.
make my fourth character.
Yay! Good roll.
Woo! Thank you.